everybody, I am smashing some more mixed media morsels from Cat Hand. I bet Cat Hand goes, oh man, when is that girl going to stop smashing my morsels? But Cat Hand this week, mixed media morsel 24 were these posies. And oh my gosh, they were just so enchanting and beautiful, and I thought, well, I got to try that. So I did a little bit this morning, but I did not get my alcohol technique correct, and it was because I wasn't paying attention to Kat's wonderful tutorial. She explained it great, but I just wasn't really paying attention to the whole thing. So I want to go through and let's see if we can get it right this time. I like the way this turned out, and I mean, it wasn't right, but it's, you know, it's kind of cool the way it turned out. And then I did some more tags that had different colors and techniques on them. So I've really kind of just been having fun with the whole tag thing today. That roar you hear in the background is my neighbor who's just decided that she's going to cut grass. So we'll just have to, we'll have to kind of cope with that. The first thing that Cat Hand does with her beautiful mixed media morsels number 23, and she puts some paint on her paper. Now, I have not been following the mixed media morsels thing all the way through. One day maybe I may have time to do that, but I did get these wonderful tags from my friend, so I'm using tags for my mixed media morsel number 24, and the alcohol technique is mixed media morsel 3. So I've put some paint on the paper, and I'm grabbing my brush and going to move the paint around. This is such a beautiful, I mean, it's very, you know, really kind of summery and nice, and I'm trying to not quite pollute my colors too much here. And eventually, I kind of like adding, you can see where I was going with this one, I kind of like adding the green at the bottom, you know, that kind of denotes some grass down there. But the yellow was working nicely, and Cat Hand says to use some light colors and then use a very dark color. So that's what I'm kind of going for here. Alright, so I've got these colors down, and now what I'm going to do is just choose, I'm going to choose, I like lime green, I'm liking that a lot. I used it on the glue embossing boxes that I did, the little cheese boxes that I did glue embossing on. Okay, so that's cool. Alright, I'll pause you for a second and dry this with, okay, I've dried my tag with a hair dryer. I don't have a heat tool, but a hair dryer does just fine. I also forgot to tell y'all, while I'm working on this tag, I'm also working on some Rolodex cards, and I kind of like doing two things at one time. Okay, we need some alcohol. So I'm going to pour some alcohol in a little container, and Cat Hand says that you need a darker color of paint, and she also makes a really big point that that paint has to be very watery. So I'm going to add some water to this paint and make it really watery, like Cat Hand says, and we'll see what happens. Alright, that's super watery, but she says if it's the least bit thick that you don't have it watery enough. So let's see what happens here. And I know I have to work quickly because I can't let this paint dry. Can't let the paint dry before you drop the alcohol on it. So I'm trying to be really fast. Okay. Not as neat as Cat Hand, but okay. Now we take the end of a paintbrush and we put it in the alcohol and we touch it do here. And I may have let it dry too long. Uh-oh, I think I did, y'all. It's still pretty. See what it's doing? Oh, okay. Maybe it just takes a minute. I think it does. But now I've definitely gotten too dry down here. So let me put on a little more paint down at the bottom. Okay. Alright. Now I'll drop on a little more alcohol. And it's not dropping. I think that's what I was... Oh, see? That's what it's supposed to do. That's what I did wrong on my first tag. And it had nothing to do with Cat Hand's explanation. It had everything to do with I wasn't paying attention to the video. Wow, that's so pretty. That's so cool. Okay, I want to do that some more. This is going to be like the painted tape thing. Or gosh, paper beads, y'all. I can't quite seem to stop with the paper beads. It's really kind of being an addiction. Alright. Okay, cool. Alright, so we do have some, I guess that would be resist. Is that what that is? You know, going on there, and I really do love it. I think that is awesome. I am going to try, just for the fun of it, I'm going to try to do something with the grass. So let's get that kind of all soupy. Alright, see, that's a darker color, right? Alright, let's see if I can be really quick about it. Here's the alcohol. Whoa! Neat! I love that, because it's like a little bit of magic going on. Okay, neat. Oh, alright, I'm going to stop myself and draw this off. Okay guys, while I had you paused, I went ahead and did another tag using Cat Hand's number 3 alcohol technique, and man, I really do like that. I think that's very, very, very pretty. But let's work with the tag that we've gotten done, and you can see how well the alcohol technique worked on there. The next thing we're going to do is work on our posies. Part of the reason that I loved Mixed Media Morsel 24 was that Cat Hand encouraged us to tear the paper. So instead of cutting things out, we're going to tear. And I really do like that. I like it because you are not going to be able to create something that is going to be perfect. I sat here for probably a good 30 minutes today and tried to tear a perfect circle, and it can't be done. You can't do it, or I can't do it. I did find this technique that kind of worked pretty good, where I used my thumb to kind of press into the paper, and I'm not using painted paper, I'm using my Rolodex cards that I have been painting along as we've been working on this. So it's not easy to get a circle, y'all, but I think that is part of the charm of this piece, is that it's just it's not going to be perfect. And I kind of, I love that, because I believe that art is, that the value of it is really in the process and what goes on in your brain when you're making decisions about art. So I really do like that, and I applaud Cat Hand for suggesting that we, eschew the scissors. Don't do scissors. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we're making progress on these. I also, with my Mixed Media Morsels 24, I kind of liked using a little bit of ink to outline the edges. I thought that kind of made the whole thing kind of stand out a little bit more, and that's probably just because I'm using some and some rather darker colors here. So I'm continuing to tear my circles, not cut, and tear my circles. And I'll have those done in just a minute. I'm uncertain about how many posies that I want to put on my card here, so I'm just kind of cutting things out. I also am using a hole punch to punch some middles for my posies out of the same Rolodex cards, and just punching around, and you know, we'll try different things and see what we like. I also want to use some stems, so again, we're not cutting anything, and I love that. I love not cutting anything. I also know that I want some petals, so I'll tear out a few petal shapes and see how that works for me. You know, they might be too big or too wonky, but that's okay. All right, now I'm going to use just some Ranger Archival ink, and poor ink pad, he's about done for, but just hit the edges real quick. Edges here. This is one of the few things, this ink pad, that I bought at, well, I didn't buy it at full price at the craft store. You know, my craft store has that 40% off stuff, but this is one of the things that I bought when I very first started crafting, and I continue to buy this brand because it is really a good brand. It lasts forever. I've had this one probably well over a year, and he is a well-worn kind of stamp pad, I tell you. Okay, I'm going to do the leaves here. Again, I'm not super sure about how many posies I'm going to put on here. I can't even remember how many cat hand put on there. Okay, let's start putting some posies together. I'm going to grab some glue, and we'll start putting some things together and see what happens. All right, I kind of like. You know, we usually don't see green posies, do we? But, you know, that's okay. This one's a little too big, y'all, so I'm going to take it down just a little bit so it'll fit right here. And then I'm going to let it dry for a minute before I hit it with the ink pad again. Okay. All right, that's much better. Okay, I've already got glue on there. All right, do we need another one? I kind of think it needs another one. I think it needs just one more little layer of petal in there, and then we'll put the center in. I hope that at some point I'll be able to do Cat Hand's whole mixed media morsels book. It's just so much fun, looks so wonderful. But I work full time, so sometimes it's hard to follow along and do big projects. That's why I kind of seek out the smaller, you know, kind of smaller, easier kind of things to do. Okay, I'm just going to put a middle in there. All right, and I think we're ready to stick these on the card. It's very pretty. Okay, all right. Okay, and now we've got some stems going on as well. So let's stick those on the card. I love this tearing out of things. Is that not cool? That's so neat. It's fun to do. All right, let's put some. Let's tear these out. Okay, these are going to work for our stems. So I'll just do a couple stems, and I know that one has a hole in it, but that's all right. Okay, and that one there, and then I thought I had another one. Can't find it now. All right, and then we'll do this one. We've got a little bit of a wonky thing there, so let's take that off. Put that there, and then let's add our posies at the top. Oh my gosh, pretty cool, y'all. Aww. They're so neat. They're so neat. And we didn't cut not one thing, you know, with scissors. And I'm going to use one of my favorite kind of recollections pens to just give that just a little bit of a definition there. And there we go. Oh, we did our leaves. Don't forget about our leaves here. There we go. And here's another leaf. Boy, this leaf is a really wonky shape. There we go. And I think that I would kind of like to add the word family to this piece. We are having a family experience that I don't think any of us were quite ready for, but it's here, so we're doing the best we can with that. Okay, let's put the word family right here at the top. And again, I'm going to use my recollections marker. Kind of just define that a little bit. There we go. All right. Oh, cat hand. Love it. So much fun, you guys. So much fun. Please run over to, I'll put an iCard up here, and run over to Cat Hand's channel. And remember, this is mixed media morsel. I'm going to turn this light out for a minute, y'all. I think we might get a better result. There we go. This is mixed media morsel number 3, which is alcohol ink, and number 24, which is these Pretty Posies. Thanks so much, Cat Hand. I really enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.